Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, secrets to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine game. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. And we're live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabareting. And we're live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Drag ball just shut down. Yeah, well, as Rocco said, it shut down because there's no drainage. All the bathrooms are backed up and nothing's draining, so all South Burlington is having to evacuate.
And sadly,
So we didn't get to do the parade, and so we didn't get to pick a king or queen, so I kind of like this this crown. It ain't a tiara, this is a crown.
Yes, that was last weekend at the Winter is a Drag Ball. We're going to tell you more about that at the end of the show, so stay tuned. All right, now first I want you to like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you very much. All right, now what do Christian perverts and Girl Scouts have in common? They're all a part of this week's news briefs. Over the past several months here on Amber Live, we've pointed out the attacks, physical, vocal, and political, on the gay, drag, trans communities. The blog Joe My God has documented 32 men who were in a position of power in a Christian institution and were charged and or sentenced to some sort of illegal sexual activities with a minor. 32 in February. And we still have a few days left in this, the shortest month. These same institutions are the ones claiming that it's the drag queens who are the groomers. And yet, as I've mentioned many times, Google Texas Christian sex crimes and Texas drag queen sex crimes and notice the difference in the results. But here's some good news. 7-year-old Sienna Levine of Glendale, California is in the Girl Scouts. And well, it's that time of year. She needed to sell those delicious cookies. Oh, by the way, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Let us know in the comments. Now, if you were a 7-year-old in California and had to sell cookies, where would you start? Sienna and her mother chose to hit up West Hollywood. Now, for those of you not in the know or who didn't watch that horrid reality show, The Real Friends of WeHo, that part of town is the gay part. Lots of gay bars, restaurants, tourists, lots. So Sienna loaded up her wagon and walked up and down Santa Monica Boulevard with her mother, sister, and aunt. Over the course of 2 Sundays, she sold out her entire inventory both times. It was so fun, she said. We were just walking, and like they'd stop when they see one person buying, they'd all crowd in. She continued, one of the guys who bought cookies, he was really funny because he said, "You're going to make me fat." Yeah, that's not so funny, Sienna. Others would shout, "You want to buy some cookies?" They take Venmo. And she added, they were good tippers. Hey, Sienna, I'll take a box of Thin Mints, Do-si-dos, and Tagalongs, please. I'm already fat. And that's this week's news briefs. All right, let's get started by bringing Russell in. Russell, come on in.
Hey!
Russell, it's been a while since I've seen you on screen, but I saw you in person last weekend when you were in Burlington for the Winter is a Drag Ball.
I know, what a wild week it's been.
Oh, yeah, you and Rocco both came up to visit us, and we have stories and pictures later on. All right, Russell, tell people what you want to tell them.
What do I want to tell them? Well, first of all, let's talk about Amber Chat.
That's right. Oh my gosh, this Wednesday is the first Wednesday of the month. So we'll get online around 8:15 and talk for an hour about whatever we want to talk about. And we'll have people from Nova Scotia, from Newfoundland, from Montana, from California, from Florida, from Georgia, from Tennessee, all people from all over the world talk to us on those Amber Chats. So I'm looking forward to that this Wednesday night. Stop in and check it out.
Yes, we can't wait to talk to you. And then I want to talk about our caption this for the week. We have a funny photo, and if you've got a great caption for it, send it in the comments to Jack. We would love to have them. And here's the photo. So,
that was last weekend.
That was last weekend at the Drag Ball. So if you've got a funny comment about that, please send it in. Do label it as a caption so Jack knows what you're talking about, because otherwise it gets a little confusing sometimes.
Yes, that is Jack. And next up
is the bustiers. You know how we love our bustiers. And as you know, at the beginning, or actually a little bit into January this year, we cleared the list. We are starting over, and the bustiers are the people that help us keep going. You can see we added a new one last week, Scott House, who is a good viewer, and he's often on Amber Chat, and just very nice of everyone to help us out. You can use that Venmo at RJD Pro to help out, or you can go to amberlive.tv and look for the donate button and use your credit card there. And the bustiers help pay our bills, and they are always coming in. And you can see we have different levels. If you give $25 or more, you get a sticker. As each level goes up, you get more and more, all the way up to one of those gorgeous Amber Live mugs. And remember, it's that Venmo at RJD Pro, and it is very important to, if you can afford to help us out, we would highly appreciate it. We need to refill that bustiers list for the year and pay for all this software and everything else that goes along with doing the show. So thank you all.
This is our 141st original show that we've been running.
Yep, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, we're coming up to our 3rd anniversary in March. So we've been on the line for many weeks during the pandemic and afterwards. So if you enjoy any of that, slip us some $5, $10, or whatever you can afford. We'd appreciate that. All right, Russell. So tell us about our guests tonight.
Well, we have 2 great guests tonight. The first is Lisa David Olson, who has, you've been on her show, and now you're going to talk to her about what she does. She's a business humorist. She loves pranks, and she's, I'll be a lot of fun to chat with. And then all the way from Hawaii, I know, we have Miss Candi Shell, who is a sensational drag queen who performs out there. She sings parody songs. She's a lot of fun, and she's going to tell you what it's like to do drag in Hawaii.
Wow. I hope she gets laid. All right, Russell. We'll be talking to you later on.
Okay, great. Have a fun show.
Yes, thank you. All right, now, Lisa David Olson is an interactive speaker and author with a solid message about the health of humor. I like that. As a speaker's trainer, Lisa helps clients find their message and prepare for the stage or to get their book written. Lisa is passionate about sharing creative cues to get your projects unstuck. Last September, I was a guest on Lisa's podcast, Stranger Connections, and I'm happy to have her on the show tonight. Let's see some of her work.
And now, another Life Hacks with Lisa. Home improvement project got you down? You say you wanted to go for a little bit less? Has this ever happened to you? I've got just the idea. Somebody tried to get a little venti, a little latte with the venti in the wall. Do you want to call in a drywall specialist, pay for the construction team, and wait for their schedule? I've got just the fix. Nailed it. And this has been another Life Hacks with Lisa. And now, another Life Hacks with Lisa. So, you've got your high school reunion coming up. Maybe you're invited to your ex's new wedding. You say you want to look fit. You say you don't have time to get fit. All you have to do is do what I did. Take that expensive wool sweater and shrink the crap out of it. You'll have a fit that looks like you've been working out for months. And that's been another Life Hacks with Lisa.
Lisa, come on in.
Hey.
Hey, Lisa, nice to see you. My gosh, we did a podcast, your podcast last September, and that was a lot of fun. So tell me, what do you do? You know, I interviewed or introduced you with a lot of different projects. How would you describe yourself?
I am a performer. I'm a writer, an author. I've been on a TEDx, 2 different TEDx stages. My main jam in life, my jelly and my jam, is speaking. I love it to take humor and infuse it into corporate or events or anything like that. So I'm a business humorist. I'm also a coach, but I call myself a professional nag. So I will help you get to the TEDx stage. I will help you get your book started. I will help you because I've got 5 sons and they're not at home anymore. I need to nag somebody. I might as well make money off of it.
You've got 5 what?
Sons.
Oh.
2 came out of me, but I have 5 shared sons with my husband.
Very, very good.
And they thought we weren't going to use algebra, but there it was.
During our conversation, you talked about the importance of humor and what it does to the soul and to the body. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. There is a health in humor. There is such a beautiful thing that happens when we laugh. When we seek joy, we find more joy. So one of my favorite things to do is to seek punchlines instead of headlines. So before bed, think of your favorite show. For me, it's Carol Burnett and Amber LeMay, but I have never seen a blooper because you're so perfect. But if you watch some of the bloopers from your favorite shows and laugh and you raise your endorphins and you lower your blood pressure and you release your natural serotonin. So that's the health of humor. And it also connects us as humans. When we share a moment together and we laugh and we get energized, the next situation we go into, we take that joy and it's that ripple effect that goes on and on and on. And it's the best kind of viral there is.
We all know people who can't laugh, who can't see the humor in anything. How do you deal with those people?
You know, you cannot force the humor part, but you can remember to have grace and to understand we don't know what that other person is going through. They might have just gotten some really awful health news. Maybe their dog ran away. Maybe they broke up with somebody. I'm not always on. And so I've taught myself, especially through COVID, to have grace that people are in their own spot. And if they're willing to accept a joke or some sort of something that's funny or share a moment or engage, awesome. I'm there for you. But there's also the days I have to plug in and take a break, just like my cell phone, go take a rest moment.
What's your favorite way of performing or to make people laugh?
For 20 years, I ran and performed in a comedy troupe in La Crosse, Wisconsin called Heart of La Crosse. And we're still doing improvisation shows. We ask the audience for ideas and we create like at least 10 sketches per show with the audience ideas. That is my favorite because I'm getting the ideas and the feel of the room. So if you brought your partner to the corporate event and your partner doesn't know about all these widgets that you guys sell day in and day out, with improv, you come in and the whole room is engaged because maybe somebody that doesn't work at the corporation throws in the idea when we say, give me a place where two people might meet. Maybe that person yells out, the clinic waiting room, and we work that into a sketch. You are in the show without having to get up, without having to be in the spotlight. And then we also get a feel for the room and where their humor level is. It's up to the room and we go with it.
Do you remember the first time you got a laugh or that you said, oh, I'm good at this or I like this?
What a great question, Amber. It actually came from a traumatic childhood. My mother was a functioning alcoholic. She definitely was self-medicating to get through her what we now know would be, a mental disease and issue. But at that time you didn't know. And so when mom had friends over and she had me entertain, I didn't realize it was improvisation, but it was. She'd give me 2 plates. Lisa, what can you make out of these 2 plates? And I'd be like, I'm Mickey Mouse, I'm going to the beach, or I'm a bird, whatever. And I would entertain these older drunks, all clean and all appropriate. But I guess I was funny. And laughs meant acceptance, applause meant, whoa, I am loved. And you get hooked on that, as you know.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. So where did you take it from there? You had that base there. So how did you create a hobby, a career, a job?
Yes, I ended up in a singing group, and it was, in this cheesy small town in which I live, a very small town in Minnesota, which I do love my town that I live in, but they're called the Apple Annies because I live in the apple capital of Minnesota. And so if you sang and you won the event, you joined the group for life. And so then you'd go and entertain at nursing homes and parades and the whole gig. Well, a friend in that troupe said, you should come and try out in my comedy troupe. And you should come there tomorrow night and try out. We need another person. And I was like, well, I can sing and I guess I'm funny. And I got all just excited. And then she says, yeah, we need another woman. I was like, okay, I'll bring my girl parts over and audition. But I was scared to death. And to this day, I go toward the things that scare me, the things that make me sweat in the weird places. Like my serious selfies with strangers is something I do. It makes your heart go, oh boy, I'm daring myself. And that rush is free. It's healthy. You're not hurting anybody. And so I've become addicted to daring myself daily.
You've created a lifestyle. I always consider them as monetary incomes as opposed to jobs. So how did that develop where you became an entrepreneur?
I would say when my performing and doing sketch comedy like the Carol Burnett show, song parodies, I would end up doing, and I still do some, it's surprise party stuff. I've come in and I've pretended to be a waitress at a surprise party. I was a horrible waitress. I was chewing gum. I was asking people for a light for my smoke. My kids came in from the parking lot and said, Mom, how long are you working? It's starting to rain and the windows are down in the car. All this was set up to be a prank on this party. I would make money doing that. It also morphed into speaking. So I'm a keynote speaker. I love to share the joy of humor, the health of humor, and teams. I love to reconnect our teams. Since COVID and half the office worked from home, we do have to reconnect. We kind of got used to not wearing pants and in meetings, right? We all need to reconnect. We all need to figure out how to be a team again, get to know each other, and appreciate, like I said, that grace of meeting people where they are.
You commented that, or you mentioned that you help people write their book. Okay, tell me how to write a book.
Yes, I am not your editor or your layout person, but if you want to do your Amber LeMay memoir, we could get that started. And what I'm going to do is I would interview you and we would talk about what does it look like? What are the important parts to share? Obviously, for you, it's a lot of episodes, your escapades, the places you've been, the pictures. Yeah, well, come on. We want the tell all, Amber. Let's see that in the chat, you guys. What do you want to see for Amber's book? Because we would definitely be asking people what they want to see, but also you have a story to tell and you tell it often. And that would be in a book form. It would be a legacy. And then when you're out in public and speaking, how great it is to also have a book to sell along with that. I give people the courage. I give them the wings to fly up the stairs on a stage, or the bravery that it takes to stand in a spotlight. Because guess what? The people in the audience or your readers want you to do well. That's what I want you guys to remember. People want you to do well. We get nervous. We're scared. We don't want to mess up. Oh my gosh, what if I blah, 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 if I flub? More and more, we're realizing people want to see that actually. And we want to pick ourselves back up and just pretend everyone wants us to do well.
I was very fortunate that I was encouraged by people early in my life to perform and to do what I like to do. And so I value that. And I also encourage, if someone says they want to do something, I'll go, tell me what you want to do, put it together, and I'll give you the opportunity.
Exactly.
It's because we have to give back. We have to give back. One of the things that we talked about in our podcast interview with you was a favorite prank. Now, you often ask your guests that. Now, do you have a favorite prank that either you pulled or that was pulled on you?
Man, there's so many. By day, I work with police officers. I'm in records and dispatch in a police department. And I pull pranks at work, and my husband definitely advises against that. But I do have a great life insurance policy. Cops, you can't really scare. I have yet to scare one, but it doesn't mean I give up on that. But one of my favorite is with my husband. We were at a restaurant and we had a show that was about to open up, and a lot of people do recognize us in town. And this lady at the bar kept looking at us, and we were laughing like, oh, she must know who we are. And not in a cocky way, but why else does she keep turning and looking? And she went to the bathroom. So I went up to her husband and I gave him a flyer for our show. And I said, you guys must recognize us. And he said, well, actually, no, we're not from here. My wife is just hoping to get your table. So we were trying to see how fast you were going to be done eating. Well, in that second, it crosses my little wicked mind. I said, let's pretend that you know me. As soon as she gets back. So what's your name? He says, Randy. And I said, okay, this is Todd. I'm Lisa. What's her name? Shelly. Okay. When she gets back, let's pretend to know each other. He's like, okay. And our son is joining us. I'm like, okay. The wife comes back and I go, Randy. And he goes, Todd and Lisa. I didn't even know that was you. And we hug. And then here comes Shelly like, what in the heck is going on? And I give her the hug and she did the non-reciprocating hug, like really kind. And oh my God, it's been so long. In walks the sun. And I'm like, you've gotten so tall. Look at you, and just stupidness. So we leave and they get the table and we're driving away and we could see through the window. They were laughing their heads off because they were saying, here's what happened. And so we're waving, as we're leaving and everybody was laughing. It was one of those, some pranks you can set up for months. That was in the spur of the moment and so stupid funny. Like, oh, she recognizes me. No, she.
But you made the best of it. Lisa, you and I would have fun together going out. I know that.
I'd love to share a jail cell with you. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're going to bring you back later on in the show, and can't wait for that to happen as well. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh, that was fun. Russell, come on in.
No, my goodness, what a prank.
Oh, that's funny.
None of your
I've been known to do things like that as well.
I was going to say, none of your friends would ever do anything like that, Amber.
No, not at all. All right. So, yeah, let's see, Russell, what we're going to talk about. What's coming up? What's coming up, Russell?
Well, we've got Miss Candi Shell still coming up, and then we've got Rocco, and I think Jack or Rusty might stop by, and I think we have an Amber update about Amber tonight, basically.
Yes. Things that I've been doing that I can talk to you about.
So there's lots coming up.
All right. Let's show that picture one more time to see.
Yes, this is the caption. This picture. If you've got a funny caption for that, please send it in the comments. Label it as a caption so Jack knows what it is. And at the end of the show, we'll take a look at all those comments.
Oh, Rocco had fun up here last week.
Oh, he did.
In my place.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
All right. One more plug for the Bustiers, Russell.
Yes. Let's not forget the Bustiers, our favorite people out there who support the show and keep us going. So you can see there we added a new Bustier last week, Scott, and you can use that Venmo at RJD Pro or go to our website, amberlive.tv, and look for the donate button to use your credit card because we do need your help to pay all the bills. So thank you very much.
And again, you're watching this for an hour or so. Throw us $5. We may not put your name on there, but we will appreciate it. So we'd appreciate that as well. All right. Well, thank you, Russell. We'll talk to you at the end of the show.
All right. Have a great rest of the show.
Yes. Now, Candi Shell is a singing comedy queen originally from Dallas, Texas, and started her drag career as the front woman for the girl group She Dick, which she brought to New York City. Candi has opened for Joan Rivers and even appeared as herself on an episode of Ugly Betty. Now, we've got a lot to talk about, but here's a clip of some of her work.
L is women who prefer ladies. G is guys who want a man to squeeze. B's somebody who likes everybody. T is when you know that this is not the gender that you came here for. And queer, it's kind of like a blanket term for all of us who defy the norm. LGBTQ, no matter who you are or who you do, love was made for all us too. You know that there was a time when I was totally blind to all the things I never knew I could do out in the world. Then I discovered my power. Something clicked and I lit up inside. Now I got all of these powers. Then I discovered my power, and I can't keep it inside. Candy power.
Candi, come on in.
Hi.
Hey, Candi, oh my God. I was dancing here in my studio.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was dancing over here too.
Great, great, great. So, Candi, you're calling us from Hawaii?
Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh my gosh, what time is it there?
It is 3:30.
Oh, you're just waking up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, you look great, girl.
Well, thank you so much. I'm very refreshed.
So you started out in Dallas, Texas. Were you a drag performer in Dallas, Texas?
I was a drag performer in Dallas. The bug bit me at the University of North Texas in Denton, Texas, which is like a half hour away. And I did this drag contest. And me and my roommate, who was a cisgendered female and is to this day a cisgendered female, she and I did this act together, Portia and Jolene, and we won the competition. And then from there, well, I dropped acid at the Halloween parade in Dallas, and I did drag, and that was the beginning of She Dick, female private detectives.
Explain more about. So, what was She Dick? Tell us more about She Dick.
Well, that was me and my friends. It was kind of a rotating cast because originally it was Annie Rex and Gloria Hole and and Persia Ali, but then we took and Teresa Nasty, who is also a cisgendered female to this day, and she hasn't changed it yet, but you never know. And so then we went to New York, and then it was me, Teresa Nasty, and Carrie Cash, and it became more kind of like it became less grungy and more kind of girl groupy.
Okay, now how did you decide to go from Dallas to New York? What was that prompt, or what gave you the opportunity?
Well, honestly, I came through a pretty big breakup. I got dumped. I got told that they wanted to have sex with other people, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And so then right after that, I had this trip planned to New York with my friend Teresa Nasty. And by the end of the first day there, I was like, I cannot believe that I waited this long to be in New York. Let's move here. So
How old were you?
30 years old. So you do the
That
math.
was last year.
Exactly. Yes. So then we made plans and we took She Dick to the big city. And Joan Rivers caught a video of mine that I did it's a parody of The Little Mermaid, Part of Your World, but it's Under the Knife. It's all about plastic surgery. And she loved that. And we got to open for her show at the Gramercy Theater. It was amazing.
How was that working with Joan Rivers?
She was so pleasant in person, and like just being that close to her face, I was just like, wow, how do they do it? There's not a single line. It's just wow.
So it was tight.
Honey, it was tight.
That was tight. How long did you open for her?
I'm sorry, what?
How long did you open for her?
Oh, it was just for that performance. It was just like a one-time gig. It was actually a Pride show that she did at the Gramercy Theater, and she did her stand-up, and we did songs like they were original songs too. She Dick was, all original music. I do a lot of parodies now, and so but some original music, and we did Judge Not Lest Ye Be Judged, and I did my plastic surgery number, of course.
Where are you performing now?
Well, I have a regular show here at this historic location, Hula's Bar and Lay Stand. If you've ever been to Honolulu, you've probably been to Hula's. And it's up on the second floor of this hotel with this beautiful lanai. And I do Mimosas and Marys, which is a daytime drag show. And I spotlight talent here around the island. I also do a bingo at Hard Rock Cafe, and then it's anybody's guess where I might be because I am moving and shaking.
Now, here in the mainland of the United States, we've had some very interesting things happening towards the gay, drag, trans community, whether it be attacks, either physically, verbal, or politically. Have you encountered any of that in Hawaii?
Fortunately, no. Hawaii is a blue state, and we do have some cuckoos here, but they are in the minority, and I feel like not just with the political just craziness that has taken the country over, but I feel like the spirit of aloha in Hawaii also works to kind of counteract that and be like, you know what? These are fellow humans. I'm not going to treat my fellow humans like that.
Can you send that over here?
I'm trying. I'm sending it right now.
Oh my goodness, that is so nice. We are very fortunate. You're very fortunate that
I know I
isn't
am. I
happening
know
yet.
I am, and I am just. The whole thing is just so darn shitty. I mean, it just is. And it's just a distraction. It's just a tactic. They don't believe what they're saying. And it's affecting a lot of people's livelihoods and personal safety.
Personal safety. Personal safety. We've interviewed many drag queens where Proud Boys have showed up at their performances and stood in the parking lot with guns. I'm so fortunate to live here in Burlington, Vermont, where that wouldn't be tolerated. That wouldn't happen. Knock on wood. Yeah, it's happening, and you're very fortunate. Now, how long have you been in Hawaii?
I have been here for 7 years.
What took you to Hawaii? You were in New York. Why did you go to Hawaii?
Right, exactly. Why? That is the big question. Well, if you must know, Amber, here you're going to get the tea. I feel like I'm Prince Harry getting interviewed by Oprah. Okay, this I actually had a huge health scare, and I had to have part of my skull removed. And replaced with titanium mesh. And that's how I got my psychic powers, actually. And
And your breasts.
yeah, these grew like 3 sizes the first night. So, but I, but I did have that happen, and my now husband like really took care of me through that. But all of my gigs, all of my jobs in New York, all went away because I had to recover. And my husband, Joseph, got this opportunity to come to Hawaii. It was on neither of our radars. He was a teacher at the time. And they flew him out to do a demo. And I guess he passed the test, and he was like, I think we're moving to Hawaii. So we got married and we moved to Hawaii.
How exciting. Now, do you plan on staying there for a while?
Well, I mean, we've been here for a while, but yes, it's like, going from New York City to Honolulu, Hawaii. I mean, usually that's like a vacation thing, but like when your whole livelihood is this, it was a culture shock for me, and I think something that I resisted, but that has just continued to embrace me and show me so much grace and so much magic that I don't know. I guess I'm stuck here.
So, what do you hope to do? What's next on the Candy Shell adventure?
Well, there's so much on the horizon right now. Let me tell you, I'm making videos all the time.
Yeah.
I've got a new video that is in production when they're editing it. That is with that's with my drag daughter, Tara Way, and another video that's about Great British Bake Show. I'm just doing a bunch of different projects. Like I always have different place spinning. Plus, I also have a podcast called Leslie and the Drag Queen that I do with my good friend Leslie Garr. And yeah, I guess that's what's happening.
Well, that's great, Candi. You're looking great. You're the first person from Hawaii who I've talked to on
I know,
this
and it's
show.
a white lady. It's such a jip.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right, Candi. I want to bring back Lisa, and I
Oh,
want you two
yes.
to talk to each other.
I
Okay,
love
Lisa,
her.
come on in. All right.
Hi.
So,
Hey.
hello. All right, Lisa, you were listening to Candi. Do you have any questions for Candi?
Well, absolutely. First of all, talking about your health scare. Oh, I'm glad you're okay.
Me too. You and me both.
Now, can
It's
magnets
okay. It's just my
to that
host
spot
body.
on
I just find another one. What?
Can magnets stick to that spot on your head?
It's titanium. So somehow I'm like, okay, going through the metal detectors and into space too. It's fine for that.
Seriously, so scary though. I'm so glad you're okay.
Oh
So
yeah. And
more about your podcast.
Oh, well, it's kind of creativity driven. My co-host Leslie, we went to high school together and we're actually in show choir together, and but did not talk in the 20 some odd years between now and then, and just reconnected on Instagram. I went on her podcast. We had such a fun time that I was like, maybe we need to do a podcast. And she was like, you know what? I was just thinking about hanging my other podcast up because I was feeling so lonely in the experience and like I was doing all of this work. And so she ditched her podcast and we started Leslie and the Drag Queen, and we just finished our first season. And I'm proud of it.
That's nice. Are you bringing guests on then, or what would we expect?
Yes, indeed. We sometimes there's guests, sometimes not. We had Laganja Estranja from RuPaul's Drag Race on there. We also had Wendy Liebman, who is a stand-up comic, and yeah, but we also have segments like Humiliation Station, where people write in basically their most embarrassing moment,
Yes.
and they can keep it as anonymous as they want. It's just a chance to, like, cathart. And I just catharted. Excuse me. But I lately it's all the time, really. But that, and then we also have keep making shit. That's our segment where we talk about what we've made since we've seen each other last, or what we have not made, and just kind of like sharing in the creativity art making experience. We're both kind of on the Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way tip. Like, we both kind of came up with that as an influence. And yeah, so and then just like what's different between our lives. Like, she's a mom and a humor writer, and I'm whatever I am.
You're a lot of things. Yes.
Yes,
a lot.
Candi is. So
Funny.
Candi, do you have a question for Lisa?
Well, I'm like, Lisa, take me. I'm yours. Like,
Girl, you're coming over. You're come on over to Minnesota.
I am booking my flight right now. I'm like, oh my God, will you be my mom?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I want to write a book. I
Okay,
want to make a
Candi,
show.
Candi, wait until maybe May or June to go to Wisconsin. Okay.
We need more people to keep us warm over here.
That's true. I have a beautiful pink fur that I've just been dying to wear, but it's just too damn hot here.
Yeah, well, nice problem to have. Trust me. It's easier to take the layers off.
True. Y'all come visit me. Y'all come visit me.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be
That
fun.
sounds good.
All right. Well, Candi and Lisa, thank you so much for joining us tonight on our 141st episode of Amber Live. Thank you.
Congratulations, Amber.
Yes.
Thank you. And good luck on your journeys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
Mwah.
right. Yes. All right. Yep. Last week, I got to see Rocco in person. This week, I'm not sure. Rocco, are you here?
I'm over here. I'm back. I left you.
Yes, you did. I woke up in the morning There was $1 on the nightstand, and you were gone.
Well, I felt, I ought to give you a little something for, having a good weekend.
So, Rocco, I love the suit. Have you taken it off since last Saturday night?
I don't know if I'm ever going to take this off. I kind of like it a lot. It's nice. I figured I'm going to wear it tonight because I want to talk about drag ball.
Okay, Russell, I'm sorry. Rocco, take it away.
I don't know. You called me Russell. I'm a little offended now. First off, all right.
That's not the worst thing you've been called.
That's true. I had a great time. It was so much fun. I definitely want to go back next year because you got to do it now. You have to. I heard you might not, but now you gotta.
I got it.
So I'll be back next year, but I want to do something. I want to get on stage.
Well, all right. Well, you just got to grease that palm like everybody else.
Yeah, I'll grease your palm somehow. I mean, I was all excited to be a judge. That would have been fun to see everyone in the costume contest, but as we know, that didn't happen.
No.
I was taking some pictures and videos and stuff, and I was hoping to get a lot more, but I got a couple of things I thought maybe I'd share with you.
Oh, please do. Please do.
All right. Now, Russell, roll that fabulous beam footage.
Here they go.
And we're from the House of LeMay.
I like that.
Yes.
Welcome to Drag Ball 2023, the 28th annual Winter is a Drag Ball.
It's 28.
28th.
28.
Yes.
23.
No, well, I said 2023. She was dizzy back in the 90s too. It's not recently. Yep, we're going back to the 90s tonight. That's when Drag Ball started. And we were there at the first one.
Well, yeah, well, you were. I was at the second.
You were at the second. And we've got some performers who you've seen many, many years. And we've got some new ones too.
If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know, what's the next one? Smack your paws. Smack. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're a monster and you know it, stomp your claws. Okay. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your nose. Twitch. If you're a monster and you know it, wiggle your tail. Keep going.
So yeah, Winter is a Drag Ball got shut down early. Guess why?
because the toilets ain't working and nobody can go to the bathroom. Sometimes show business can get pretty shitty.
Yep, that's what happened.
That's what
That's
happened.
for sure. Well, Rocco, I'm so happy that you were able to come up and saw a little bit of it, but that just makes you want to come back next year.
It does. It was like a teaser trailer because it was like, this is so much fun. I spent a lot of time up in the dressing room because that's where the vodka was. But I was down on the floor a lot too, and I was getting ready to go down dancing when Lucy Bell stood next to me and said, "I think they're shutting this down." I said, "What?" And then you got on stage and you made your speech, and everyone was like, "This has got to be an act," but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Why wouldn't they think I was being serious? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, you're one person everyone takes so seriously.
Yes. All right, Rockwell. Thank you so much. You got anything else to say?
No, just that it was great seeing you guys in person for the first time in a long time.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we got to see Russell in person. It was just a great weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it ended the way it did, but we had fun. Thank you, Rocco.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Jack, or no, it's not Jack. Rusty Peen's working tonight.
Dude, I don't never work and shit, bud.
Okay. Well, why are you here tonight, Rusty?
Dude, today I saw a cocaine bear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude, there was this big hairy gay guy stealing my cocaine. I said, "Get out of here, you cocaine bear."
I know a few of those.
Pig, if you asked me, the way he did all the cocaine.
I know a few of those. Yeah.
Dude, it's a pandemic going around, them cocaine pig bears.
I saw the movie Cocaine Bear and I enjoyed it very much. Yes.
Dude, that's a movie? I'm talking about real life, dude. There's a fucker going around stealing all the cocaine.
So, Rusty, do you have? And let's show the picture of the comments.
Yeah, bud. Let's do the comments.
There's Rocco. That is Rocco. And what are some of the comments?
Rocco Zamboni at the drag ball, and starting it off with the captions. Oh, you have Josh who says Rocco and the dancing milk. Right. Because it's a dancing milk jug.
Some man milk.
Yes. Gary says one size fits all. Dude, I'm just noticing there's a hole in that fucker right there, bud.
Gary, my goodness.
Dude, Flower Fan says got milk. Malta Scott says Rocco claims he finally found a condom he could get into.
Oh,
dude, finally found one that fits, bud.
Yeah, because he's a big prick. Yeah.
Hey, don't spray it, Amber.
Okay.
Cousin Craig says one is sheathed in pregnancy protection. The other is a condom. You can almost taste the difference on that one, Cousin Craig. Rocco Zamboni says Rocco's date was a Coney Island whitefish. and Rocco Zamboni says it may be a little small, but I'm ready for candy shell.
Oh.
And finally, we got one more for you, bud. It's from Gary V again, who says, hold on, let me find it. Talk about a size queen.
I wonder who they're talking about.
Rocco, I think.
You think?
Walter Scott also said that if Rocco left $1 on your dresser, then he probably took 3/4.
Oh, he took it all.
He took 99 cents, bud. That's it for the comments today.
Oh, all right. Any other good ones throughout the night, or just you don't care?
No, I don't care, bud.
Okay. All right. Russell,
said
come
hi
on
to
in.
me, and I care about that. Hey, Bridget.
Hey, Bridget, good to hear you. See you, Bridget. We'll see you Wednesday. So, Russell, great show tonight. Great guest. Thank you so much for setting that up.
You are welcome. They were good
Yes.
guests.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
So, who do we have next week?
Next week, oh my goodness! Next week is Honey West. We are gonna we have a great interview with Honey, who is a cabaret performer from Chicago who has seen and done it all. And Amber got to talk with her.
Yes. That's very good. We're looking forward to Honey West next Sunday night. All right, guys. Anything else you want to say?
Rusty, watch out for those cocaine bears.
Dude, they're fucking everywhere. Cocaine, that's just expensive, bud.
So I think Rusty would be a cocaine otter. I think that's what he
Yeah,
would.
I think you're right.
Otter.
Dude, you can't get cocaine wet. It doesn't make a lick of sense.
Oh, it does.
Let's hope Rusty isn't a cocaine beaver, because then they'd be after his castorium.
Oh gosh,
dude, that shit's worth its weight in gold, bud. Stay tuned
All
for
right,
an
guys.
upcoming episode where we talk about the mysteries of extracting the castorium from a beaver. And I'm
Waiting
not
for
going
it.
to spoil the thing, but dude, you should check out a Google search on how to get a castorium gland out of a beaver, bud. Yup.
We don't want to know. All right. Well,
Guys,
good
we'll
night,
see you
Rusty.
Wednesday night. See you Wednesday night for Amber Chat.
Okay, dude.
All right. Now, over the past few weeks, we've been very busy here at Amber Live. Not only have we done the shows you've seen here on Sunday evenings, but we've also conducted several interviews you'll be seeing in future episodes, like next week with Honey West. And I've been making some personal appearances. I was a judge at a chili cook-off here in Burlington at T. Rugg's Tavern that was both delicious and a fundraiser for the local Humane Society. Lucy Bell and I were hostesses at the Winter Rendezvous Gay Ski Weekend in Stowe, where we hosted bowling, bingo, and at the shows of past Amber Live guests such as Miss Richfield 1981 and the very funny Jackie Beach. And recently, I hosted a trivia night for a celebration of a local yoga studio 9th anniversary. And as we've mentioned several times already tonight, last Saturday we produced and hosted the 20th annual Winter is a Drag Ball. Oh yeah, Russell showing some great pictures. You saw the TikToks ahead of time. It was such a great evening. All was going well until at 10:30 I had to inform 800 people that the building had to be evacuated because of a backed up sewage pipe that was causing all kinds of havoc. Now, people were gracious. While they were disappointed, they were understanding. One of the acts that didn't get a chance to perform was the dance troupe Meride, featuring our good friend Big J. While they didn't get to perform their act in front of the people, we did capture some of it during the tech rehearsal. Here's a clip. They were the next act to go on stage when I had to cancel everything. They had great costumes, the lights, the sound. Well, there's talk about rescheduling the ball at a future date, but there are a lot of details that have to be worked out. We'll see. Well, and that's this week's Amber Live. Let's see what Boog and Suge have to offer tonight. See you next week.
So, I heard that the Winter is a Drag Ball was an actual drag this year.
What do you mean?
There was a storage backup and the toilets stopped working.
Ew, well that's shitty. Why did the sewage back up?
I heard someone flushed something down the toilet and caused a blockage.
Did Amber flush a prom night dumpster baby again? She's always doing stuff like that.